Oh, hey. How you doing? A late start, I know. I went on a very long walk. Extremely long walk. I kind of need to start exercising again. Oh, jeez. So I did a walk. That is my exercise. But I need to get up and about. So I felt it best to not just start stream immediately after work and actually get some movement in. I walked like a good 1.5 miles. So I think that's alright. That's decent. I finally downloaded the theme for the PS4. So I now have the background. That's what we're currently listening to. This is the PS4 menu music. When you have the theme. As it should be. As it should always be. But just in case anyone stops in real quick to say hi. Oh, hey, Verde. Just in case anyone's here to... Let me place it on the top part so it doesn't show spoilers real quick. And I'll show what it looks like. Hi. So this is what the top looks like when you have the theme. And it breaks your heart. And it makes your heart go, oh. But if I go down and just make sure no one's gonna see. And you see them, and then your heart cries even harder. And I cry. And I do big cry. Ah! But let's start. Let's start the game. Let's not hold on to this pain any longer. We have to get in so that I can actually play the video game and just start talking about my favorite character ever. We have to start. It's time for the Kainé. It's time for the Kainé backstory. Time for all the reasons why everyone should always protect Kainé at all times. Even though she'd probably be like, shut the fuck up, what are you doing? Get out of here. How dare you come here to try and protect me? What do I look like? I was like, you make a good point, but please. Jesus. Anyway. Last time we stopped right at the start of B. So I'm gonna be... So hopefully it doesn't skip this cutscene. I don't think it will. If this game gets me to forgive her for an entire ass, then so be. I don't know if it will.
Whenever I interacted with Kainé,
I hope it does. I hope me explaining as well does. Or at least my reasoning for being fine with it. I shouldn't say fine with it even. But where I'm like, alright. But we'll see. Because I don't know if they've... I don't think it was, like, all included in the original. Part of the reason was included in the original. And then he had to explain further. Because people were like, was this just a horny moment? And he was like, look, okay, not this time. I swear, not this time for once. It's like, and everyone's looking at Yoko like, It's like, look, come on. Like one of my moments where I'm like, look, no, yes, I know 90% of the time it's me. I'm not, this is the one. This is the one. This is the 10%. You gotta give it to... And everyone's going, Yoko. I was like, ah, damn it. But yeah, let's do some reading. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surround the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour, and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combine with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. This is not in terms of like literally sex, like not gender, but sex. Speaking terminology, like actual terminology. Saying that this is androgynous. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the veins slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kainé! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kainé struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kainé's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kainé turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kainé knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kainé was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak is gonna die, cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kainé prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if they were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept over ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me, I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kainé couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kainé's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. Don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kainé, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kainé. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kainé curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kainé ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kainé closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kainé was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began to uneasy shuffle away from Kainé. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. "Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kainé again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it." The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Ah!" he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing?" "Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch." "You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me." Old woman shrugged. "Death is the best cure for stupid." Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kainé, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. "Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here, either of you!" Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. "Ha! Look at the fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight." The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kainé. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kainé," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kainé, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kainé's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kainé found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kainé. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kainé was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kainé called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kainé and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kainé truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all those things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kainé's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Did I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kainé drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't—" "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kainé's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kainé want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kainé reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kainé to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kainé's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said the grandmother as she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kainé blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Of course you are. What a fool thing to say." "Thank you, Grandma." The grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kainé took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kainé gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kainé stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. "I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world." Kainé let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Yeah, Azith was right. I forgot that this is literally like, you're gonna be reading for like an hour. I hope you enjoy your 45 to an hour long read. In the distance, Kainé heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. "Stupid piece of shit axe!" Kainé's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. "Grandma," called Kainé. "That's you, Kainé," yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake." She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kainé, close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! You need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something?" The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job at chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Jays have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kainé knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kainé did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kainé knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kainé moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Eyrie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kainé enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kainé turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect to a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kainé swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. "Damn it, crap!" What's this? Oh, Jesus. My friends talking about video game homework. She silently understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kainé redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. "Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you..." Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kainé dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma." The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. "Yet the bucket can't let it spill." Kainé steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kainé didn't notice. "Grandma? Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kainé away. "So stop that, just stop," she cried, breathing heavily. "It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all." Kainé desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandma had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kainé was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kainé came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kainé gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." Why am I turning Irish? The old woman watched as Kainé strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kainé moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kainé finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kainé took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kainé's presence. Why is it always the fat evil? That's one thing I'll mention. I was like, damn, it's always the fat evil. "Hey lady," said Kainé with bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say. But Kainé saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kainé repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kainé cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my god," he spelled, "what are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kainé happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Ha!" barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo." Boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback or worse a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it off before he kicked him out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kainé under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kainé a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kainé turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched her when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kainé didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kainé and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kainé took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Callie? Thought Kainé suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said as Kainé scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kainé murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kainé returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kainé to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kainé from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kainé with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand... Oh, wait, So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kainé removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch a portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, I'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. But Kainé would not relent, and in the end Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kainé took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kainé finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The older woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It could have also been a boulder, lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kainé, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me and I love it. But, hush. I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kainé would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kainé could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kainé and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel that same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kainé's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kainé swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. So, as like a frame of reference why we're doing all of this right now, this is what was happening with Kainé when she was frozen in stone. She wasn't like just dead to the world. She was just dreaming about all of her memories. Kainé listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around a wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl, it's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kainé. I think it's burned or something because it smells terrible. With that, Kainé held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah? That's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kainé's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kainé could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kainé started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kainé lacing up her work boots and with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kainé looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to go check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kainé stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept her around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin into the world. Goddamn, girl. If a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Oh, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kainé. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kainé thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kainé reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where'd that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kainé by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kainé in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it. What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kainé thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began, maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot, I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kainé rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead, and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kainé could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one foul look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kainé worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kainé pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kainé suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma! Kainé ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kainé's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark, not just fire. It can't be fire, too much smoke. Gotta save her, gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kainé, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her. A blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kainé responded with a scream of her own. Alright, you bastard, she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. It's you and me, let's go. The shade-eyed Kainé with bemused interest. Why did that break me? Jesus. Then began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kainé glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flame, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma! At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, thought Kainé, alive! Kainé's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kainé tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up. Get up! Get up now! As Kainé struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kainé lurched to her feet only to fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire, one or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Hold on. Just a little longer. Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kainé pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the Shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The Shade moved his claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kainé was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kainé rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The Shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed to its foot. Kainé never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kainé?" Kainé's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma?" "Kainé, you've gotta run. You can't best this one." Kainé grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come on, we have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kainé's grasp and thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no, no. I said run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through." The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the Shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kainé's nose once again. She stared at the foot dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and mud. Her grandmother was gone. Kainé blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers. But then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kainé's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kainé screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The Shade eased forward, black ichor. Is that ichor or ichor? Ichor? Ichor. Black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into a smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kainé's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the Shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kainé seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of the knife deep into the leg of the Shade. The Shade shook Kainé off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kainé's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it now! As the spark that was Kainé slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Hey, Kainé. Welcome back. Sounds like you were having a horrible nightmare.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Let's have us a fight. Yeah, I remember how to play the game. Yeah, yaha.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen.
Yeah, what do
again.
I have? Oh, right, I have the lance.
Today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
It's also the blade. No, don't take that from me. I know we had this conversation last time, but it's also the blade. It's very much the blade. I put a lot of work in this blade. I'll tell you what. So yeah, these fights are even faster now. Why didn't they describe the fight in text form instead? Because someone said, we should probably end this text moment now. Because someone said, how long has he been reading for? 50 minutes? We should probably end it. Okay. So, to point out, too, in that whole story that we were reading about Kainé's backstory, that is pre-shade. Because now she clearly is she is quote-unquote possessed, right? And that's what we already knew from playing. All of that with her grandma happened before she was possessed. And I only bring that up to point out that there had to be another reason why the entire village called her a freak. I was like, why are you acting like a girl? You know what you really are, yada, yada, yada. And that's why in an interview, because I don't know if he ever touches on it or if it ever gets touched on in the story. That's number one reason why in an interview Yoko Taro had to like clearly state, oh yes, what is the actual term? So that, because I don't want to say something and then be impolite or just outright fucked up. Like, I don't know what the correct thing is, but she has both genitalia, and everyone was treating her as not a girl, even though she identifies as a girl. Because it's not trans. That's why I'm like, I don't know what and I know in Japanese it would just be like, yeah, she's a fuda. She's fudanari, but like, what is the English terminology? Because that has like a whole basis behind like hentai and stuff. Or that's usually that's used in that context now. So I don't even want to say that, but you know what I mean, right? Intersex. Thank you. Yes, I was about to say I legit couldn't think the word. I think you're right. I think it is intersex. So yeah, she's intersex. And he had to like make it quite clear. It was like, yeah, she's intersex. We'll see. I'm gonna hold off on, because even with that doesn't still explain the outfit. But you might start be getting an idea. But I'm gonna wait to see if through this playthrough how much is included before I just go, this is why she wears that. Anyway, back to text. Weakly softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Jam beyond imagining, Kainé tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home, and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yep, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at an unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kainé and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kainé opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop, no, don't hurt that picture. Kainé reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kainé turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. Gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kainé laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. In the mud and smoke, okay. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kainé wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me! Kainé finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I'll make wishes, they don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kainé glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let go. Kainé tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die. So why not let me have it? Have what? Your body! Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. Voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kainé shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kainé was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. I'm gonna vomit! Now give me that body. Come on. Give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kainé's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. Slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she regained her voice. Stop. The black goose hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, sunshine, screamed a voice. We had a deal! I thought you wanted to die! Grandma said can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her, and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kainé glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades. Burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kainé stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm at her right, Kainé took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hey, it's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. There's her blood, and go out then. Shut up. Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body, oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kainé grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kainé screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again. A loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed, whispered Kainé. Yeah, possessed, you and me. We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait, they'll get a load of you now. Kainé looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow. Darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So listen. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, sunshine. And now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill, I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, the big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine, no more pain, says the person that just abused her and caused her quite a bit of actual, body harm. Wait, said Kainé, you're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kainé considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. Smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kainé. I'll handle the killing. Look at you go. Ah, sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyran. And if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like it that way. Kainé found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said, yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ha! I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kainé herself. Kainé waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade, I am Kainé. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kainé started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. Sorry, Grandma. So sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed. corrupted. A freak. This time I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kainé fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kainé, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
Oh, hey. Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
I don't remember whether or not there's
Recognize me?
anything new in this cutscene, so I'm gonna let play.
I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kainé.
Welcome back, Kainé.
So yeah,
Wow, you grew up.
the parts of her that were remade
So, how long has it been?
by Tyran are her left arm and her left leg. Her left side, essentially.
Shit. That's a long time.
Yeah, you've been knocked out for a bit.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's nice to have all that context for her, and then to come back around to the scene where he hands her a lunar tear.
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
Especially because it's in that story that, like, they mention lunar tear being, like, practically mythical and how rare it is, but it's like her grandma probably spent her entire life getting a dozen. So, like, a good 60-something years, 60, 70 years, say. So, in the 5 years where she was frozen, he probably went a-hunting to get that lunar tear.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Which actually then makes the house that you find in Automata even cooler, because it's in a fucking field of them. Break my heart, make me big cry playing Automata.
Kainé waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
Yeah! I'm excited for the ruining. Let's ruin it.
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kainé saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
Oh look, Kainé's is double monstered
People
up.
are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, as long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kainé?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kainé always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kainé and Emil's situation myself.
So the Route B playthrough is gonna be a bit different. I will do my best to like actually listen to everything when there's something pertinent to listen to. Oh, look, new cutscene. But
I should apologize to Kainé and Emil.
But when it's something that is like, oh, we've already seen this, I know for sure, I'm probably gonna even like skip through the voice lines. It hurts more now because everything's voiced. So I'm gonna just be cutting voices in half and be like, oh, jeez. But I still won't be doing it that fast because there's some new stuff in old cutscenes as well that we'll notice as we go.
But what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kainé.
Wait, is that...
Campfires are... I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kainé.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Oh my god, Emil, my precious boy!
Wait, you poured water on me?
Look, maybe it could have worked.
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is... different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was.
Fuck, I forgot about this scene. Did I not have to like read out loud the whole thing because then she actually just tells the story herself? God damn it, Kainé.
No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay.
With salt.
Can we just forget I told you about that?
No, never. Look at that beautiful little family. Look at it. I love them. I love them. You should go over there and smooch him on the forehead, NieR. You're both in a little... Oh, hey, my birthday.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Hold on, I'm seeing countless... Oh, okay. Like... as my boys are planning to play the video games tonight and struggling to figure out, oh,
What
when?
might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
Oh, right. This is the new thing.
I've not heard you speak much about your mother.
Neither have I.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
Huh. Yeah? Alright.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
This stream is gonna be short, and maybe I should just do all the reading now.
I see.
Actually, now that I think about it.
But the final entries get a little strange.
A little iffy, huh?
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
I did not mean to enter this. I didn't realize that's what I was looking at. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
Hey, Vice. I'm sorry, it already changed. That's my boy.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
I fucking hate everyone. I hate so much of the internet. I hate several of the people that I like listening to their reviews, and I like listening to their commentary on gaming and the industry and all that. I fucking hate all of them. You know why I hate all of them? Because every last one of them I now know didn't actually do this section. But they had words about it because they were like, oh yeah, I think Papa NieR is back in, but only as like a skin or something. Motherfucker, that's Papa NieR. That is Papa NieR's voice. That is Papa NieR. He's even doing he's doing the animations. Brother NieR doesn't have those. These are Papa NieR All right. Also, we're going through fucking Full Metal Alchemist Shambhala doors. Am I going from the Papa NieR verse over to the Brother NieR verse? What is this? What is this? Proceed beyond this point. You'll be unable to save until this battle is over. Do you want to go through this door? I guess. Yeah. Sure. This is the world of the recycled vessel created to avoid the destruction of all. What? What does... what? What does that... What? This is the world of the recycled vessel created to prevent the destruction of all. And what is this new music? And this crazy-ass freaking... Dude, filter. This filter is busted. What's this music from The World Ends With You doing in my NieR game? Okay, so we're kind of busted for this first battle, but there's 15, if my understanding is correct, so that's fine. And also because, yeah, Vice also has a couple different lines specifically in reference to older Papa NieR, calling him a slack-jawed ninny. So I was like, yeah, no, they just straight up was like, yeah, no, here you go. You want father? Wait. Oh my god, I didn't realize this is a freaking techno version of a meal song. Oh, word? I'm sorry. Am I fighting? What? Ow. Leave me alone, all of you. Did I have to keep going down? Actually, all right. Let's go back this way. It's like the freaking boss bar pops up, and I'm like, where? Oh, there you are. Hi, hello. My bad. I was ignoring you. Ow. There you go. That's for you. Enjoy. Was that Battle Door 1? That was Battle Door 1. Oh, good. I got 3 herbs. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it. Black Scroll, a Lost Destiny, a White Book, a False Truth. Oh. This is like playing freaking Crash Bandicoot 4 with these weird ass filters. I'm now more intrigued by the fact that it was playing Emil's a club remix of Emil's song, and now I'm actually at Emil's mansion. How does this look for you guys? I want you to know it looks just as weird for me. This is not the stream breaking. This is just this is what this is. All right. This weird freaking what do you even call it? Anyway. Oh, but knowing that this is gonna get harder though. Yeah. Like I can't even see where some of them are because of this filter. Oh boy. You both need to calm down with this. Okay, good, you're dead. I think the game is telling me that I should be using herbs. This is funky though. Soldiers of Salt calling forth white death. They are legion. Those who plunge through the... Ah! Okay, yeah. Hold up. Okay, so that's specifically talking about leading into NieR nonsense. That's talking about what happened to the worlds after Kainé dropped in with the freaking goddess, with the mother beast. Do these freaking things teleport? Oh shit, yeah. I want to go to the club with these songs, son. I want to go to the Matrix club that this clearly would be playing in. The end of the world, humanity is coming to a close, the machines have taken over. This is the song playing and playing on the floor. Neo is just... Neo's learning about the plan right now. The fact that they teleport, it's wild nonsense. So where's a new... Oh, yeah. Oh, they're all teleporting. I thought it was just the ones with the shields. Okay. Oh no, there are weapons in here. Oh no. Well, good thing I'm doing them anyway. Fool's Embrace. Thanks. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. Hey, yeah! Good, I don't have to explain any of it. Yeah, let's go 15 doors. Explain all of the freaking Drakengard setup. Do it for me. Do it for me. So yeah, it was like a two-pronged thing. Angelus falling here dead gave the world magic. The Mother Beast falling here dead created the White Chlorination syndrome, which led to humanity dying out, which is what led to the Gestalt project being started, and thus NieR being able to exist. Or I should say the story of NieR existing. Yeah, okay. There. Hey, boy. You are not what I was expecting. Wait, what are you? Wait, hold up. You're a very different type of shade. Have I fought you before? I think I fought you down in the testing area, in the laboratory. You're the big one I fought in there, right? There we go. Every time I hear voices go like that, my brain immediately says, oh, this is Naruto, got it. The black sickness stains the future, they journey to return to soulless vessels. Why is this still going? Wait! I thought we were done! Also, ooh, items. Herbs. There's a platformer now. Is this all 15? I thought I was just doing one door. Oh, we're back to this song. Oh, hi guys. Alright, hold on. We need to change some magic in this 2D area at least. Yeah, that'll do. I chose an interesting time to do this. Hey, if it's a thing that I can just get done, then you know what? Yeah, actually, that works out great. Okay, door? No. Continue? Oh, okay, I was like, that does not look like a thing I can jump on. Good. Good. Okay, I was wondering how mean the game would be. Woo! It's a little slippery. It's a little bit slippery. Gotta say. Y'all need to stop with all of that. With all of that. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of your mess. Done. No? Now you are. Sit your butt down. What even is this area? He really tried it. He really tried it. Good for him. Good attempts. I appreciate it. Like, I'm actually kind of uncertain where I'm at right now. Like, location-wise, you know? Oh, you're dead. Oh, never mind. Now you are. Yeah, sick. Anything else? No? Cool. What is that? Oh, there you go. Okay, that was I'm sorry, what? Experience points. But yeah, okay, I knew about the Kabuki outfit. This is how you get that outfit. That was one door. Yep. So you just get to hang out as Papa NieR in this weird, in this weird in-between world. And there's gonna be 15 doors. Okay, I will do more of that. We will do more of that later. And I have to, apparently I have to do those on screen because they are mentioning vital information. The less I have to explain, the better. That means I have to play it on screen, so I don't gotta tell you nothing.
My word.
Yeah, what was that about?
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
Why are you so mean to Papa NieR? I remember such an ugly version of you.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Alright, good to note. And what's happening over... Oh, no, that's the door. What's happening over here? But speaking of reading, we actually have to do some reading. Because we have some new documents that we got when we beat the last thing. First, this is just a cute little thing that I just never read, I think. Today was awesome. Popola made me this huge cake that was really yummy, and everyone in the village has been wishing me happy birthday. It's fun. I feel like a princess or something. I don't feel sick at all today. In fact, I almost forgot I had this disease, so maybe you can forget about it too and come back. Actually, wait, I did read that. Why did that change? Why did that say new on it? Anyway. Oh, I just outright never read this. No, I read that. Yeah, why? Oh, I think it's because since we're in the new thing. Like, I read all of these. Oh, no, it's because I read it as a, like, the story forces you to read it, but I didn't come in here and read it, so that's, okay, that's fair. Anyway, we have to read those four. Yeah, okay, yeah. We need to read these. So, Record 1, Plan Snow White, 2026. That's only 5 years from now. Following the recent incident with number 6, we have decided to establish an archival room. This room will hold records on the methods used to control and or cancel all forms of magic, including petrification and bestial transformation, as well as other projects to move forward. Specifically, this should make it easier. Oh wait, no, okay, no, this is from before. Okay, yeah, that's from before. Yeah, this is all stuff we picked up. Never mind. This was when Emil transformed. Where is... We did pick up new stuff, though. And it's, I thought it's supposed to be in documents. Am I crazy? Is it in key items or some nonsense? Bunch of maps. I'm actually I might look this up real quick. I thought it should just be here. I know it's not weapon stories. It's not part of a weapon. Where is... I'm trying to, like, look this up without getting spoiled by the internet. Oh, that's Automata. No. Yeah, in here, right? Oh, that's also Automata. Yeah, here's regular. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Automata, yeah. No, that doesn't. No, let me not Let me not type in ending because that's just literally going like, here, look at it. No, shut up. This is annoying. I guess I'll just go searching. Maybe it's in fishing records. I can't believe that that's a tutorial. Yeah, you want to end me, right? So weird. It should be among these, I thought. These are just my words. Am I missing only like one word? Oh no, I'm missing way more, but there's a word that I can get that I'm missing. Cute. That's not key item. NieR Replicant, where do I access the, yeah, where do I access the documents? Here's the old PS3 one, which should tell me the same thing. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a different... Oh, well, no. It would be... memo. Yeah, status. Where are your documents? No. Like, is it over here? I'm going insane. I should have all the Project Gestalt reports, or 3 of them. I don't think I have all of them, actually. I feel insane. I know I received them. Oh, right. Oh, well. Oh, well, I'll deal with it some other time. God damn it. It's like I don't have mail, so it's not a mail thing.
I should talk to Devila first.
All right. Whoops. I've been playing a game where if map shows up with square. Oopsie.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
I understand you're doing this for the village.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to...
I'm headed there. Oh, and Devila?
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday.
You don't
Yeah,
need
sorry.
to
I'm
let
sorry,
anyone
Dad. I
have
want to
me-
kill you for being mean to my friends who definitely don't deserve it. I'll do my best to not think about that later when I'm actually killing you. We can rescind that apology now. Because we're just outright going to end her. It's great. Like, is it in here? With the bosses?
What is the purpose of...
Beats me.
And all of them are missing again. All my bosses I collected. Disgusted.
Popola?
Oh,
Look,
stop.
Yeah. You're just trying to protect the...
It's very kind of you.
Just trying to protect the village.
Right. You know about the lost...
The temple.
That's it.
Oh,
But the bridge that...
So, take...
A boat?
Yes, it took a lot long. I also asked the ferryman will let you use it. That should make it easy.
Thanks, Pope. I feel like I'm really... Alright.
And for the love of everything, be careful.
She wants us to be very careful. Okay. Make sure you are careful, guys. You don't want to go out there and get hurt or anything. Because then who am I going to try to kill later? If you're hurt, come on. I have less to do.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district.
how excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Wahoo!
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
That red...
Hey,
Sure. Apparently I...
oh,
Thanks. Anyway.
He's gonna get smoked later. I'm gonna miss him forever. I swear my man got introduced just to get murdered. It's in that ship. Which is true,
Lost
but
Shrines up
Jesus.
ahead, just past this cave.
Oh, sounds great.
it's the Shadow Lord's castle.
Let us...
Let's do it again. Yeehaw. We did such a great job of being his ass last time. Hansel. What do you want? Go away, dirty, defective swine. I'm not like you, I'm different. Oh, what's that? We're getting cutscenes with the shades now. Oh, interesting. And they can talk, and we understand them. It's almost like in this version of the playthrough, where we have insight from Kainé that her shade speaks to her, that we now know they're capable of speech. Alright, time to do Big Bully. Oh yeah, and the first bosses of this area, which some people will know from playing Final Fantasy XIV now, before they play this, is Hansel and Gretel. Those were the two that we murdered up here at the very top of the shrine. God damn it. Just playing Final Fantasy XIV before this has messed up my hand. I keep wanting to press triangle to jump and square for the map. That was a very quiet climb with no one here to murder me. I wonder if I can do this fast enough in a half hour to get to the spot where I go into the junk heap to murder the robots again. Because I kind of want to be able to unlock the ability to grind for weapon materials. You again, stop bothering me. More Vice has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What?
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Don't talk to me.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
Hey, Tyran. And now if you thought I was making up of just a stupid scum voice, it's like, oh, huh, that's just what Tyran sounds like. Yes, yes. Because, surprise, it was me. I was the voice actor all along. I fooled all of you. I am the voice actor for everyone. It was me. It was me all along, Steve. All right.
This is all too easy.
That's true. That's why we're ignoring most of it. Now, where is... Alright, yeah, there's no point in... Well, just in case. Just had to check. Yeah, but there's no real point in fighting anything. This playthrough will be much quicker, even though today is a short stream. Saturday, I'm going to essentially... I might legit just finish it. Like, straight up. And then we can start getting endings C and D. Heyo! Hey Azith, welcome! Welcome to the Kainé Hour, where we're Kainé 24/7 and we stand Kainé because Kainé stands us. Welcome, enjoy your stay. You can go pick up your bag of unsalted peanuts at the counter. I hope you don't have a peanut allergy. I'm going to just push this in because I can. I already had my NieR cry. Turn back, turn back. Oh, what's that, Shades?
What's with
You're
these guys?
speaking.
Certainly not your garden variety, Shades.
It's true.
Their
They're
bodies
not.
aren't fully functional.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
And we just started to get to hear our favorite buddy, everyone's favorite character in the video game, Tyran. He's talking now. Look at that, we have a fourth member. Isn't he great? The whole crew. What a swell group of heroes that everyone can learn to love. I was joking before. Remember when doing lovely jokes about how grown-up brother NieR just kind of becomes freaking Kaim real quick? Well, you know, game wouldn't be complete without having a downright sexual assaulter. And or a serial killer. Well, actually both. A little bit of A, a little bit of B. It wouldn't be complete without having the scum of the earth be a part of your party. At least there's no Leonard. It's true. It's true. Kind of. This is when I fuck up Azith and I tell him about some stuff that isn't mentioned in the video game, but you hear about in the extra material. So, hey Azeth. Remember how... Who is the pedo? Remember how... NieR had to take care of Yona as your young brother boy? And you know, they did a bunch of stuff around town, like a bunch of cute little... Ooh, a word. Cute little things here and there, little tasks, little menial tasks and stuff, to make ends meet. So NieR had to prostitute himself this one time. So, and by this one time, I think I mean a couple times. So there are multiple Leonards. Isn't this world grand? All right. Oh, I thought I blocked that. I swear I did. Hey, you calm down, sir. I'm trying to do cool hits. Ah! Ah! Yeah, so this world is effed up. Anyway. It's pretty much the whole, you know... Yoko Taro kind of is fascinated with the idea that, everyone sucks. It's just... they're quiet about it. Or people just kind of ignore how much other people suck. Like, at least with what I've played, especially in Drakengard 1, it's like people kind of just accept that that person's an ass, is a terrible human or thing, a being. You just kind of accept it. Well, at least it's not one of the party members. I thought you'd tell me Tyran. Yeah, no, Tyran's not a pedo. He did forcibly shove himself into Kainé's dying body and made her reach ecstasy, which wasn't done just for funs, for goofs and laughs. It's like there was a point to why she was like, it was ecstasy. It was like, oh, this is disgusting. Okay, I'm vomiting. Because it ties into her whole agency with her body. But yeah. Treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went just stalled before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our lives. What was that? But yeah, no, but we expect that of Tyran, right? He's the serial killer slash... He's terrible person. I think...
Kainé, Emile, look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Yeah, without question, he's the worst person in the party.
In the village.
Without question, it's not even a debate.
So
in Drakengard, you could debate it. I think you can have a clean debate about it.
But it just feels wrong.
It's the nastiest debate, and I would never want to have it.
But you still don't have to stay.
But I think you could have that, like, argument. Kinda.
You got a super important mission. You can't.
No one's in the right in that argument, but you can have it.
Besides,
whereas here it's like, no, Tyran's terrible. Tyran is the worst thing.
Or roast.
Sarah's the only good person in Drakengard. Fuck it.
Fucking image to maintain.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. What a wonderful. What a wonderful bar. It's like, hey, you should base your character on how much better you are than Drakengard characters. Okay, where's that bar? Oh, it's in the crust of the earth. It's damn near in the center. You don't have to do a damn thing to be a better person. You have to, there's so little you have to do. You could give a puppy a dog treat. You are officially better than 99% of Drakengard. You could let a child in front of you on a line. You are now 99% better than characters in Drakengard. Why do I always do this part? Where I'm just like, huh, where? And it's like, all right, I just, over here.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick them aside.
Oh, wait, what? Did one of them just fall through the stairs? I was attacking something and then it was gone. And I don't think I killed it. That sliding attack is so freaking unwily. So wily. Alright, good. Great. Serious. I'm still laughing about it. Serious, the only good person. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Oh, hey, he has lines now. I hope everyone read it. Damn you.
There's dozens of them!
There's so many of them I have to murder. Stop, little ones, they're too strong for you.
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light.
Don't worry, I'll read all the cool stuff that I'm gonna say.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
I'm not their leader, it's I who rely on them. It is they who saved me. Stop hurting my friends.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Oh, right, I don't even have to kill them. I can just let them run into the sun real quick. Sometimes I forget that I'm fighting things that die in the sunlight. Anyway, yeah, part B, you do some good damage. Just let them die in the sun. See, I'm not hurting your friends. Them being stupid is hurting them. It's not my fault.
Foolish creatures. You cannot hope to best me.
Murder them. They're bloodthirsty.
Have you felled the beast?
Oh yeah, this is a good moment. I forgot about it. Those are my friends. Oh no, Steiner.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no turning back now. You gotta lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kainé?
Thanks, Tyran, for the beautiful commentary. Good work, Gretel.
Kainé!
Oh, you're kidding me!
Kainé!
I actually meant to use the, Move, come on! You stupid move! We are incomplete, but our friends make us whole. We are mocked, abused, and hated, but our friends keep us strong. Now look at this Naruto that I'm about to murder. That is what keeps us going. Do not stand in the way of our lives. Those are my friends. Oh well, you can meet them in hell. There used to be a timer on that one. Or actually, that, like, stagger thing wasn't... What a despicable monster that we could never hope to understand. Slain. Anyway, over here with Tyran and Kainé.
You alright? Kainé!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kainé!
What is happening?
That's... Verdict, that is the only... That's like the worst shot. I will agree with you. That one is the worst shot. That's like 30% of the screen. Ass. Hey, Tyran. How are you?
It's Kainé's shade!
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kainé! Come back!
Do you speak? Okay, I just want to make sure before I just end this in a second. Right, I need to... There we go.
Now, pin her down.
Okay.
Kainé, please! Come back to us!
Oh dear.
A true friend. You should read what that one says.
Kainé! Kainé!
Kainé! I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kainé. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kainé. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak, and I'm sad, and I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
He's perfect.
All right. Stop crying.
He's Perfect.
And thanks. I'm all right.
Over there.
Wahoo! I'll pick me up a key.
And what is this?
Beats me. It's got...
How remarkably useless of you.
Oh, hey, Azith.
It's a cipher of some kind.
Do you remember how to see the Project Gestalt reports? I should have them on me after beating NEA, I'm pretty sure. But I can't find them. And I'm like, where the heck are they? I thought they would be in documents, in notes, in Vice. But they're just...
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the
It is on the
Lord's
document?
castle.
Where the... What?
Here, take a look at this.
Then why the hell is
I
it
wrote
not
down
there?
all the words I can understand. This fragment is called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something. There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, the Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap, and the Memory Tree might be the Forest
Somewhere in there
of
for
Myth.
sure. Okay. Maybe it's a part of this. No, they're supposed to be separate entries. Maybe they're grouped with the reports now?
But as for Sacrifice,
Or maybe I
and
had to
Loyal
do this
Cerberus,
much for it to
I
actually
don't have a
unlock.
clue.
Not a problem.
There might be like a specific amount of Route B that I have to do before it actually lets me look at
the
it.
words, we just run around the world killing every big monster.
Oh, splendid. By all...
They're just
Yeah. Murderous rampage.
Besides,
They're just
the only
shades. There's
way.
nothing about
It's a
them that's
dangerous
interesting at all. They're not people.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fine.
Yona's in even more danger.
But
Damn
how
right.
can
Let's
you
murder
be
them.
sure-
Let's kill them real good.
Right?
Get the killing.
The Junk Heap and the Forest of Myth, yeah? I'm on my way.
Please be careful.
Also, I'm pretty sure he sounds a bit angry this time, but that might just be me. Okay. Yeah, so here are the research reports, and then my list just stops. So is it in here? Is it... Can I just... I'm pressing buttons? I'm pressing the buttons? And now I have fragments. Like, is there a tutorial? Like, is it in here for some reason? Yeah, just... I think my game actually might have busted. I'm concerned that my game is either busted, it might disappear after switching routes. But I can't... Wait, but how do you access them then? Like, you get them by beating Route A. You remember reading them on the last fight? Ah, god damn it, you're right. You might get them all right there, and then I might have to pause the game just to read the documents. and then continue the fight. Oh god damn it. I swear to god if you're right. I think you're right. I think you're super right. Ah, that's stupid. Alright, okay, I have to remember to do that next time.
And listen, about Kainé and Emil. The villagers know how much they've said. I'll hurry them.
I'll try.
Yeah, you keep doing the bare minimum, Popola. I believe in you. You'll help me out eventually. By meeting the tip of my sword. Oh, what time is it? Oh, 7:49. Okay. We're gonna once again set it to be the Junk Heap first. Because That's the thing that I have to immediately do, and then I can do a whole bunch of weapon stuff. But for now, we shall save over that. And I'm gonna actually end there for tonight. Today was short. It was only 2-hour stream. My bad. I started late. But also, yeah, tonight is game night with my homies. So I have to, well, I don't have to get ready or anything, but I'm gonna stand for a bit because I'm about to spend another 5 hours with them sitting forever. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow's back to Final Fantasy IX. Saturday, we are going to... I think I really could just go bop, 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 bop. We could just do Route B in a night. So I'm probably gonna do that on Saturday. Like easy peasy, 4 hours, 4 more hours, because the junk heap, the longest part of the main route, fight-wise, is Facade. I think. Actually, no, it's the end. It's not even Facade. So yeah, we'll finish Route B on Saturday, and then I get to do my grind. But yes. Thank you, Verde. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye, bye, bye.